Good afternoon, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. We'll determine if probable cause exists for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely not than that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. This afternoon we'll set your conditions of pretrial release, that is your bail or your bond. In most cases you've got a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the Fifth Judicial Circuit of the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be. If you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. You all solemnly swear affirm, tell truth, whole truth, none but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Patience Rucker. Afternoon, ma'am. What's your date of birth?
4/28/73.
Patience, the charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender?
I'll appoint the PD. State any history?
No history, Judge.
All right, Patience, I have an address for you on Colossa Road in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you lived there?
About 15, 16 years.
All right.
14 years? Sorry, it's 14 years.
That's okay. Long time.
Yeah.
And Patience, do you work these days?
Yes, I do, sir.
What do you do?
I am a medical administrator for Dr. Gear's office.
Okay. And at the moment, was Christine living with you?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
But I have arrangements to not go back to the house if that's going to cause a problem.
Yeah, that's good. We'll talk about that here in a second. So what I'm going to do is set your bond at $50. Condition of the bond is that you're not going to have any contact with Christine. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through any social media, don't go where she lives, don't go where she works, you don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine having contact, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond can be revoked and you can be held without bond until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if she wants the contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision she gets to make. She may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. She may tell them she doesn't want to pursue this case, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney who will be handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your public defender tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. I got to hold you until 4 this afternoon so that if she wants to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact because in that case, not only could you get your bond revoked here, you could get new charges for violating the injunction. Now, as far as that address on Colossa is concerned, if she continues to stay there, then you will need to stay someplace else until we get this all straightened out. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to stay. To do that, however, you'd have to contact law enforcement first. they would meet you there with a deputy who would stand by while you got your things and got going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on the 20th of December. Very important when you get out that you contact the public defender's office, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And Glenn Rucker. Afternoon, sir. Date of birth?
7/11/65.
All right, Glenn, same charge, battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for the charge. You're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD. State any history.
No history, Judge.
All right. So, Glenn, we're going to do exactly the same thing with you that we just did with patients, $50. No contact with Christine. Did you hear me explain all of that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you understood all that?
Yes, Your Honor, except if we need to go to the house for a second time for anything, we're required to absolutely get everything in one visit.
Well, I'm asking you to get what you need in one visit. If a second time, the sheriff's office may not give it a priority to meet you there. They understand about these things, and they'll definitely come the first time. And believe me, I understand how difficult this is, but the law requires what I'm doing this morning and this afternoon. It's not anywhere around it at the moment. Other than I can encourage both you and Mrs. Rucker to get to the public defender's office ASAP, because they can give you more information about options and what's going to happen going forward and all of that, all right?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so same thing for you, 9 o'clock on Friday, December 20th, okay?
At this facility?
At the courthouse in Brooksville.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Wanda Ryan. Afternoon, young lady. What's your date of birth?
June 8/79.
Wanda, you got two charges today: possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
Appoint the PD, state.
No record, Judge.
Okay. Wanda, I have an address for you on Essex Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
About 2 years.
You have a job these days?
No, not at the moment.
How long has it been since you worked?
A year.
Okay. I'll set a bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. I'll have you back in court on December 23rd. Very important, Wanda, that you contact the public defender's office when you get out, all right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sean Chaco?
Judge, we do have a victim present in this case.
Okay, thank you. Afternoon, Sean. What's your date of birth?
11/1/77.
All right, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for one count of battery being domestic in nature. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
I don't know. I thought I already had somebody assigned to me, but if not, a public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. And we have Ms. Jimenez here. Is that right?
Your Honor?
Hang on a sec. Emily, come on forward. You raise your right hand for me. Solemnly swear, affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, I do.
State your name.
Emily Osorio Jimenez.
All right, Ms. Jimenez, what do you want to tell me?
It was a misunderstanding, and, I just want him to come home. I want to drop the charges.
Okay. Anybody threaten you or coerce you to get you to come here today?
No.
Are you concerned that he will hurt you and harm you in any way?
No, he never.
How long have you known him?
A year.
How long have you been living together?
Oh, I think almost a year.
Okay. How long have you been in Hernando County?
I've been here for 18 years.
Okay. You have family here in the county?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And they know about you and Sean? And,
yeah.
Okay. So you have a support network? You have
Yes,
people
I do.
who love you and care
Yes.
about you and worry about you?
Yes.
Okay. Because we're adding me to that list now.
Yeah.
See, with these situations, Sean has to deal with what he has to deal with, but my concern is you. Okay.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I want you to be safe.
Oh,
That's my primary concern.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not concerned that if I let you guys have contact with each other while this is pending, that there'll be any problems?
No problems at all.
Okay. And don't go anywhere. State any history?
Yes, Judge. In 2015, he violated probation on a fraudulent presenting a false statement. That looks like that was from 2013. In 2001, he had an uttering a forged instrument that went into pretrial version. Looks like 2 of those. And then a possession of cocaine from 1999, 97 possession of marijuana.
Okay. And Sean, I have an address for you now on, looks like Karen Road in Spring Hill. Is that where you were staying?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And are you working these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Inventory manager.
Okay. All right, Sean, I'm going to set your bond at $100. Condition of the bond is that any contact you have with this young lady who's standing before me will be peaceful contact. It is always a crime to touch her any way she does not wish to be touched. It now will be a violation of your conditions of pretrial release if you so much as raise your voice. If you have any contact that can't be described as peaceful and I find out about it, I can revoke your bond and hold you without bond until these charges are resolved. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As far as you're concerned, if anything should happen that makes you worried or scared or nervous, you should call 911. They will respond to that call just as fast as they ever would. None of this changes any of that, okay? And if there's any problems, you should let us know, okay? This is a benefit for the both of you because you say it's what you want. If it turns out you guess wrong, you should let the state attorney's office know or the sheriff's office or my office. You can let somebody know, all right?
And she has been given an appointment to meet with victim witness. She met with briefly this morning with Ms. Johnson.
Very good. So keep that appointment, all right? It's very, very important that you keep that appointment, all right? Okay, very good. Sean, you're going to be back in court on the 20th of December. Make sure that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
All right.
All right. You can go bond him out if you want to.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Good luck. Thanks, Sean. James Fletcher.
Sir,
After Mr. Fletcher, what's your date of birth?
3/14/75.
Mr. Fletcher, I got a warrant for you out of Pasco County. Judge down there thinks you failed to appear on a misdemeanor loitering charge. That judge set your bond at $513. I can't change that. If you can post that bond, then you can take yourself down to Newport Richie, find out when they want you in court. If you can't post it, we'll notify Pasco County that you're here and ready to go. I'll give them 5 days to come get you. It does not take 5 with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here in 5, they bring you back to see me and I'd find out what the holdup is, okay?
Yes,
All
sir.
right, thank you. Darren Hambrick. Morning, young man. What's your date of birth?
11/12/1993.
All right, Darren, you got 2 charges today, driving under the influence and possession of marijuana. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender.
Public defender it is. State, what can you tell me?
Judge out of Florida, he had a 2012 battery that was a PTI, it looks like. And then out of California in 2018, there was a driving without a license. And there's another charge that has no disposition on it from February of 2018, a battery. That's all I show.
All right. Darren, I got an address on Gordon Loop in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, sir.
Where do you live now?
I live at 8815 Southern Charm Circle. That's in Brooksville.
Right. How long have you been there?
I mean, since my ninth grade year, since 2009.
Okay. Is
2010.
is it your mom or your aunt or who lives there?
Yeah, that's my mom's house.
Your mom's house.
That's
Okay.
my mom's house.
And you have a job these days?
Yes, sir, I do.
What do you do?
I work general labor for a warehouse for Lowe's.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So then, Darren, I'll set your bond at $500 on each count. The total's $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on December 20th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out. All right?
Hold on. You said my bond is what?
The total is $1,000. You came in, it was $2,000. Now it's $1,000. I cut it in half.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood you. Yes,
All right.
sir.
Very good. All right. Thank you. Larry Hulo. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
6/28/51.
Larry, I have a warrant for you signed by Judge Toner. He apparently believes you failed to appear in his court on a felony driving on a suspended license charge. Did you have a lawyer on that case, Larry?
Yes, sir. That was supposed to be. I was late for court, and I went to court, and the court case got disposed of. But my attorney said that they got the FTA not filed. They didn't file the FTA.
Well,
And I'm just telling you what I was told.
right. And that may be, Larry. There's the FTA is two things. One, there's this warrant to get you back on the docket. Two, is that it's a crime to fail to appear. And it may be that the lawyer said they're not going to file that charge against you, which that could be true, but you still have to deal with this warrant. Is your lawyer a public defender, or did you have a private lawyer?
Well, I went to court 2 days later on. Court was on Monday. They took me to court on Wednesday, and but as I said, the FTA was supposed to not be filed against me, according to my attorney. I didn't know I had an FTA. I would have.
Okay, well, whatever you thought, here we are. I really would love you to tell me whether your lawyer was a public defender or a private lawyer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go. I'm going to continue the appointment of the public defender. Judge Toner set your bond at $10,000, and unfortunately, I can't change that. I will change your date to the 20th of December. They told you the 23rd. And that lawyer from the public defender's office is going to come see you before you go to court and see if we can't get this all straightened out, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Curtis Osborne. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
9181.
Curtis. First thing I have is a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He found probable cause for a battery being domestic in nature. Hang on. And then we have a warrant signed also by Judge Toner, found probable cause for a grand theft auto. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself, you're going to hire a private counsel, would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, State.
Yes, Judge. Out of Florida, there's driving on a suspended license from 2006. Then out of North Carolina, we've got from 2015, burglary second degree twice, larceny after breaking and entering, larceny of bank notes, larceny value greater than 1,000, and another larceny of bank notes. From 2015, there was a failure to appear and a violation of probation. 2014, there was a misdemeanor larceny. And then from Georgia, 2003, there was a driving on a suspended license. And I think that's it. That's it.
And Curtis, I got an address for you on Greenleaf Lane in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
How long have you lived there?
Since I got out of prison a year and a half ago.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yeah.
What do you do?
Self-employed. I do home repairs, remodeling.
Okay. So on the battery, I'm going to set the bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you have no contact with Miss Bickerton. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yeah, I ain't spoke to her in a while. So.
Say that again?
I haven't spoke to her in months.
Okay.
So I'm not.
All right. Well, now you need not to. That case will be back on December 20th at 9 a.m. On the Grand Theft Auto, I'll leave the bond at the $2,000. That case is coming back on the 23rd of December. So if you get out, Curtis, it's very important that you contact the public defender's office so that they can help you keep everything straight, okay?
Yep.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. John Rispoli. Afternoon, John. What's your date of birth?
12/18/89.
John, I get 2 charges: possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD, State.
Judge, he was just released from prison on September 4th. He was admitted there on June 21st. That looks like on a violation of probation for possession of forged bills. There's a trespass of structure or conveyance from 2017. He also was in prison from May of 2013 through May of 2014. There's a driving on a suspended license from 2013, along with the leaving the scene of an accident with property damage and a fleeing and eluding a law enforcement officer at high speed recklessly. Those are from 2013. In 2012, there was a possession of oxycodone that went into pretrial diversion, and 2 more possession of controlled substances that did not go into diversion. There was a probation violation in 2012, 2011, driving on a suspended license or no valid license, 2009, a failure to appear and a violation of probation, retail theft.
That's probably good.
And that was it.
All right. So, John, I have an address on Abigail Drive in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
6-7 years.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
I work odd jobs doing painting, demo, home repairs.
Okay. All right. We'll leave your bonds for the schedule, which is $2,000 on the meth and $1,000 on the paraphernalia. The total is $3,000. I'll have you back in court on the 23rd of December. If you bond out, very important that you contact the public defender's office, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. David Stade. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
7/21/88.
David, I got 4 charges today. I've got a battery being domestic in nature, a criminal mischief, resisting without violence, and threat to a law enforcement officer. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll point the PD, State.
2017, there was a violation of probation and a failure to appear. In 2017, a possession of controlled substance, possession of paraphernalia. In 2012, a petty theft.
That's everything? David, where you been staying lately? Looks like at the Oaks. Do you have any other regular address besides the Oaks?
Yeah, I just stay with my grandparents.
Okay, what's their address?
Twain Natal Avenue.
Okay. And are you working these days?
I've been working at the what do you call that? Labor
Okay.
finders.
Okay. I'm going to set the bond on the battery at $2,000 and the other three charges at $1,000 each. That's a total of $5,000. Condition is that you have no contact with Ms. Heights. Did you hear me explain no contact earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right. You understood that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Also have to hold you till 4 p.m., so if she wants to serve you with an injunction in order to find you, I'll have you back in court on December 20th. Very important that if you get out, you contact the public defender right away, okay?
All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Dale.